Welcome back to Who Died Today USA channel. In the past few days, we have received somber news about the passing of extraordinary talents. Today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Additionally, we will recap the stars we have recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you.
To live the world I want to survive.
Each role was a piece of myself and a way to understand the world a little better. Val Kilmer. On April 1st, 2025, the world lost a cinematic force. Val Kilmer, the enigmatic and magnetic actor whose performances left a lasting impression on generations, passed away in Los Angeles at the age of 65 from complications of pneumonia. His death marked the close of a career that was never easy, never safe, but always sincere. Val Edward Kilmer was born on December 31st, 1959, in the suburbs of Los Angeles, just outside the glow of Hollywood. His childhood was shaped by instability. His parents divorced when he was 9, and tragedy struck when his younger brother Wesley died suddenly after a seizure in the family's pool. That pain never left him. It shaped a soul both sensitive and intense, a combination that would define his life and art. At 17, Kilmer became the youngest student ever accepted into the drama division of Juilliard. There, he didn't just study acting. He wrote, performed, and embodied the discipline of an artist determined to do more than entertain. He wanted to reveal something real. Kilmer's film debut came in the satirical spy comedy Top Secret, 1984. But his breakthrough arrived just 2 years later in Top Gun, 1986. As Tom "Iceman" Kazansky, he exuded an icy charm that balanced Tom Cruise's hotshot energy. Though he initially resisted the role, Kilmer's performance became iconic. The smirk, the stare, the silent challenge. He was unforgettable. But Kilmer was never content with being a pretty face. He chased roles with darkness and depth. In Oliver Stone's The Doors, 1991, he transformed into Jim Morrison, both vocally and physically. His performance was so hauntingly accurate that audiences forgot they weren't watching the real thing. "It's not acting, it's possession," wrote critic Roger Ebert. If Morrison revealed Kilmer's intensity, it was Doc Holliday in Tombstone, 1993, that confirmed his brilliance. Sickly, sharp, and dangerously witty, Kilmer stole the entire film with a performance that blended tragedy with bravado. Then came the cape. Taking over from Michael Keaton, Kilmer donned the bat suit in Batman Forever, 1995. Though the production was grand and complicated, he brought a brooding soul to Bruce Wayne that was deeply human. While director Joel Schumacher called him the best Batman, creative clashes and a strained relationship with the studio led Kilmer to step away from the sequel. Val Kilmer was not an easy man to work with. He was known for being intense, exacting, even difficult. Directors like John Frankenheimer vowed never to collaborate with him again, but his uncompromising spirit also made him one of the most daring actors of his time. He portrayed a charming con man in The Saint, a cynical gay detective in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, a tragic Elvis apparition in True Romance, and the troubled John Holmes in Wonderland. Kilmer refused to play it safe. Every character he chose came with risk and depth and something to say. In 2015, Kilmer was diagnosed with throat cancer. He underwent tracheostomy surgery and lost his voice, the very instrument that had once sung Morrison's lyrics and whispered Batman's secrets. For a time, he disappeared from the spotlight, but he did not retreat. Instead, he returned with Val, 2021, a deeply personal documentary made with his son Jack. The film, which premiered at Cannes, revealed a man both broken and unyielding, an artist still desperate to create, to connect, to matter. In Top Gun Maverick, 2022, Kilmer made a brief but powerful return. His character, now unable to speak much, mirrored Kilmer's own journey. In just a few short minutes, he and Tom Cruise shared a moment of tenderness and closure, and brought audiences to tears. Kilmer's artistry didn't stop with acting. He wrote plays, directed one-man shows like Citizen Twain, voiced Kit in the Knight Rider reboot, and worked with auteurs like Coppola and Herzog. He sold most of his 6,000-acre New Mexico ranch in 2011, focusing instead on his art and his Christian Science faith, which he credited for helping him through his illness. Off-screen, he was introspective, spiritual, and often elusive. He once dated Cher. He performed Shakespeare. He challenged the norms of celebrity. He created because he had to, even when the world didn't always understand him. On April 1st, 2025, Val Kilmer passed away quietly, surrounded by loved ones. His daughter, actress Mercedes Kilmer, confirmed the news. His son Jack, also an actor, survives him. In death, as in life, Val Kilmer defied convention. He was Batman, Iceman, Jim Morrison, and so many other unforgettable faces. But more than that, he was a restless soul, a bold artist, and a man who poured everything into the roles he played. To me, Val Kilmer was the best Batman, Schumacher once said. And to many of us, he was even more than that. If Val Kilmer ever moved you, with a line, a look, or a song, hit that like button to honor his legacy. And in the comments below, tell us, which Val Kilmer role will you never forget?
Right over. Never mind that. No gorilla.
Patty Maloney, the 3'11" actress known for her memorable roles in Little House on the Prairie, Far Out Space Nuts, and the Star Wars Holiday Special, has died. She was 89. Maloney passed away Monday, March 31st, in hospice care in Winter Park, Florida, following years of declining health, including multiple strokes and age-related macular degeneration, AMD, her brother Dave Marabo confirmed to The Hollywood Reporter. For a little person growing up in a big world, she did everything she wanted to do, Marabo said. Born Patricia Ann Maloney on March 17, 1936, in Perkinsville, New York, she lost her father at age 7 and was raised in Florida. Before pursuing an acting career, she performed in carnivals and with the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. Maloney married Joseph Vitek in 1961, but after his death from melanoma in 1968, she returned to performing. Her breakthrough came with Sid and Marty Krofft's fold-a-pole puppet show and later as Honk, the silent horned alien in Far Out Space Nuts, 1975-76, where her background in dance and mime allowed her to express emotion beneath full costume and mask. She gained cult recognition in 1978, playing Lumpy, Chewbacca's son, in the infamous Star Wars Holiday Special. The costume was made of all human hair. It was very, very warm, she once recalled, adding that her face mold for the character was created by legendary artist Stan Winston. Over her decades-long career, Maloney also appeared in Charlie's Angels, The Love Boat, Married, with Children, My Name is Earl, Ernest Saves Christmas, and The Ice Pirates, and operated the Crypt Keeper puppet in HBO's Tales from the Crypt. She frequently collaborated with fellow little person Billy Barty, including on Under the Rainbow and various variety shows like The Brady Bunch Hour and Cheryl Ladd, Scenes from a Special. In addition to her brother, she is survived by her nieces, Jennifer and Laura, and her brother-in-law, Vic.
Real sweet punch. Almost got my pain, you idiots, for. He almost got me that time!
Tributes poured in from across the entertainment world. James Gunn remembered him as a tough but sweet soul, while Chuck Norris honored him as a dear friend and brother who made everyone around him better. Richard Norton's legacy lives on in the thrilling action sequences he helped create and in the hearts of those who knew and loved him. Richard Norton was a legendary Australian martial artist, actor, and stunt coordinator, born on January 6, 1950, in Croydon, a suburb of Sydney. He rose to fame in the 1980s through his breakout role in The Octagon, 1980, alongside Chuck Norris, who would become a lifelong friend and collaborator. Known for his intense on-screen presence and unmatched martial arts prowess, Norton appeared in over 70 films, including City Hunter, China O'Brien, and most recently, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, 2024, where he played the Prime Imperator. His contributions extended far beyond acting. He choreographed fight scenes in major Hollywood productions such as Mad Max, Fury Road, Suicide Squad, and Dark Phoenix, and trained stars like Margot Robbie, Scarlett Johansson, and Liam Neeson. Off-screen, Norton was admired for his kindness, humility, and deep passion for the craft. His sudden passing on March 30, 2025, at the age of 75, was confirmed by his wife, Judy Green, who expressed being numb and devastated. The cause of death has not yet been publicly disclosed, leaving fans and loved ones in sorrow and disbelief.
In every class, there's always one joker who thinks that he's smarter than...
Louis Gossett Jr. was a groundbreaking American actor born on May 27, 1936, in Brooklyn, New York. A trailblazer for African-American performers, he made his stage debut at just 17 and rose to prominence with his roles in A Raisin in the Sun, both on Broadway and in its 1961 film adaptation. Gossett made history in 1982 when he became the first black actor to win an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his iconic performance as Gunnery Sergeant Foley in An Officer and a Gentleman. He also earned an Emmy for his moving portrayal of Fiddler in the landmark miniseries Roots, cementing his legacy as a powerful voice in American television and cinema. Throughout his remarkable career, Gossett brought strength, wisdom, and authenticity to every role, becoming a mentor both on and off screen. His presence left an indelible mark on audiences and fellow actors alike. He passed away on March 29, 2024, at the age of 87 in Santa Monica, California. His death was attributed to complications from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, with heart failure and atrial fibrillation listed as contributing factors. On the first anniversary of his passing, his son, filmmaker Sati Gossett, shared a deeply emotional tribute. "1 year ago today, my pop passed. Time went so fast yet so slow. We have to deal, we have to heal. But I resent how I feel. And yet there's no escape. Dad, please keep the suckers off me. Guide me to stay steadfast, because I'm already tired." His words reflect both the weight of grief and the enduring influence of a father who paved the way. Louis Gossett Jr.'s legacy lives on in awards, performances, and most importantly, in the hearts of those he inspired. Our next story pays tribute to a legendary figure of American television and theater, a man who captivated millions with his grace, talent, and quiet strength, Richard Chamberlain, best known as TV's Dr. Kildare and the star of miniseries classics like Shogun and The Thornbirds. And now we ask you, from 0 to 10, what grade would you give Richard Chamberlain for his legacy? Tell us in the comments. Your voice matters. Richard Chamberlain passed away on March 29, 2025, at the age of 90 in Waimanalo, Hawaii. According to his publicist, the cause of death was complications following a stroke. His passing marks the end of a golden era in television history. Chamberlain rose to fame in the early 1960s with the NBC medical drama Dr. Kildare, becoming an overnight sensation and one of the first true TV heartthrobs. His good looks were just the beginning. He soon proved himself a serious and versatile actor, especially after a bold career shift to theater and Shakespeare in England. But it was the miniseries format that immortalized him, earning him the title King of the Miniseries. Shogun, The Thorn Birds, The Bourne Identity, all unforgettable thanks to his commanding presence. He was nominated for 4 Emmys and won multiple Golden Globes, and in 2000, he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But his most courageous act may have come later in life. In 2003, Richard Chamberlain came out as gay in his memoir, Shattered Love, after decades of maintaining a private life. "Yes, I would have been happier being out and free," he admitted, "but I already had so much to be thankful for." His honesty touched countless fans and opened the door for future generations of actors. His longtime partner, Martin Rabbit, wrote after his passing, "Richard is soaring to those loved ones before us. Love never dies." What memory of Richard Chamberlain touched you the most? Let us know, and let's honor a man whose legacy was not only on screen, but also in the strength of living authentically.
Two eyes of blue, softly saying, "I need you." When I see
Chita Rivera was a legendary American Broadway performer, born Dolores Conchita Figueroa del Rivero on January 23, 1933, in Washington, D.C. Though she began as a tomboy, her mother enrolled her in ballet classes to channel her energy, a decision that would change her life forever. Rivera's exceptional talent earned her a scholarship to the School of American Ballet, but fate intervened when she was cast in a touring production of Call Me Madam. It marked the beginning of a groundbreaking Broadway career. Rivera rose to fame with her breakout role as Anita in West Side Story, 1957, dazzling audiences with her explosive dancing, bold stage presence, and rich vocal delivery. She would go on to originate other iconic roles, including Velma Kelly in Chicago, Rose in Bye Bye Birdie, and Aurora in Kiss of the Spider Woman, earning acclaim as one of Broadway's first true triple threats, an actress, singer, and dancer of extraordinary caliber. Over her 6-decade career, Rivera headlined more than 20 musicals and received multiple accolades, including 3 Tony Awards, 1 for Lifetime Achievement, a Kennedy Center honor, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. In 1986, she survived a near-fatal taxi accident that shattered her leg, yet returned to the stage with unmatched resilience and grace. Chita Rivera passed away on January 30, 2024, at the age of 91, her death confirmed by her daughter, Lisa Mordente. Though the cause was not publicly disclosed, the loss of this Broadway icon left the theater world in mourning. Her legacy lives on in the unforgettable characters she brought to life and the inspiration she gave to generations of performers. Our next piece of news features a legendary figure whose raspy voice and magnetic presence have defined generations. Of course, we're talking about Rod Stewart. From stadium-filling rock anthems to soul-stirring ballads, his music has been the soundtrack to countless lives. But here's a question for you. From 0 to 10, what score would you give Rod Stewart for his impact on your life? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your memories. Born on January 10, 1945, in London, England, Rod Stewart didn't start out with dreams of music. In fact, his early life revolved around football, and he was good at it, even playing semi-professionally. But fate had other plans. As the British music scene exploded in the 1960s, so did Stewart's passion for singing. After stints with the Jeff Beck Group and Faces, he launched a solo career that would make him one of the most recognizable voices in music history. With hits like Maggie May, Sailing, and Forever Young, Stewart became an icon not just in the UK, but around the world. His gritty, soulful voice cut through decades of musical shifts, always managing to stay fresh and relevant. What made him different wasn't just the sound, it was the feeling behind it. His lyrics told stories, his performances were electric. He sang with the voice of someone who'd lived, loved, and lost. But behind the glamour, Rod Stewart has faced his own share of battles. And like Michael J. Fox, he's faced them with resilience, wit, and an unwavering sense of purpose. In 2000, Stewart was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, a disease that directly impacted his instrument, his voice. It was a terrifying time. The treatment required surgery, which meant he had to completely relearn how to sing. Imagine that, a man known across the globe for his voice, having to fight just to get it back. But fight he did. It was like starting over, he once said. And yet, he came back stronger, more determined, and even more connected to his audience. Then in 2016, another health scare, this time related to his prostate. He underwent treatment privately, only revealing the ordeal later to encourage men to speak openly about their health. "Get checked," he urged fans. "It saved my life." Just like Michael J. Fox with Parkinson's awareness, Stewart has used his own challenges to become a vocal advocate, helping others find strength in vulnerability. Rod Stewart has also lived a very public personal life. He's been married 3 times and has 8 children with 5 different women. And while the headlines have often been sensational, Stewart has always been open about his mistakes, his growth, and his fierce love for his family. "I wasn't always the best father," he admitted, "but I'm trying to make up for that now." And let's talk about the showmanship. Rod Stewart isn't just a singer, he's a performer in the truest sense. From his flamboyant fashion choices to his energetic stage presence, he's never shied away from attention. But those close to him describe a surprisingly humble man, punctual, respectful, and deeply passionate about his craft. Even now, at over 79 years old, he's still touring, still recording, still thrilling audiences around the world. But fame hasn't always been smooth. In 2020, Stewart and his son were involved in a New Year's Eve altercation at a Florida hotel. It led to a misdemeanor charge, which was later resolved peacefully. Stewart issued a public apology and moved forward, choosing, as always, to let his music do the talking. In recent years, rumors have circulated about plastic surgery, Botox, and cosmetic tweaks. Stewart laughs it off. "I don't need Botox," he once joked. "Just a good spotlight and a microphone." His wit, much like his voice, is razor-sharp and unmistakably Rod. His ability to adapt, musically and personally, is what truly defines his legacy. Whether he was diving into American jazz classics with The Great American Songbook, embracing synth pop in the 80s, or returning to his folk rock roots, Stewart never let himself be boxed in. Reinvention wasn't a marketing move, it was survival. And perhaps that's why so many fans, from baby boomers to Gen Z, feel like his songs speak directly to them. Rod Stewart's story is one of artistry, vulnerability, and endurance. He has faced illness, controversy, heartbreak, and public scrutiny. But he's also given us unforgettable music, sincere advocacy, and living proof that the fire of creativity doesn't fade with age. It transforms. So what lies ahead for this musical icon? According to Stewart, he's not done yet. He's hinted at more tours, more recordings, and, perhaps most importantly, more connection with his fans. He says he sings now, not just for the fame, but to feel alive. As we celebrate the remarkable journey of Rod Stewart, we want to know, what song of his brings you back to a moment in your life? Was it, "Have I Told You Lately" at your wedding? "Da Ya Think I'm Sexy" at a wild party in your youth? Or maybe "You're in My Heart" when you needed comfort? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's honor a man whose voice, story, and spirit have left a permanent mark on the world. And if his legacy has touched your life, consider subscribing. because these are the stories that remind us how powerful one voice can truly be.
Come to the richest, most dangerous game in America.
For decades, his was the voice that brought laughter, romance, and suspense into living rooms across America. From spinning wheels of fortune to reuniting hopeful hearts, Chuck Woolery wasn't just a game show host. He was a television era unto himself. Chuck Woolery was a beloved American television personality born on March 16, 1941, in Ashland, Kentucky. He began his career as a country singer and later became one half of the 1960s pop duo, the Avant-Garde. However, it was his warm charisma and quick wit as a game show host that made him a household name. Woolery rose to fame in 1975 as the original host of Wheel of Fortune, where his chemistry with co-host Susan Stafford and charm behind the wheel made the show a sensation. He later became the face of Love Connection, hosting the hit dating show for over a decade, beginning in 1983. Across his career, he also led shows like Scrabble, The Dating Game, Lingo, and Greed, solidifying his place as one of the most familiar and enduring hosts in television history. Known for his signature phrase, "We'll be back in 2 and 2," Woolery became more than a host. He became part of the American cultural fabric. Chuck Woolery passed away on November 23, 2024, at the age of 83, at his home in Texas after experiencing breathing difficulties. His friend and podcast co-host Mark Young confirmed the news. Though he's gone, Woolery's legacy lives on in the joyful, light-hearted moments he gave to generations of viewers.
Alan, I'm not mad. I'm serious. I'm serious about you. You know what I mean?
Barbara Rush was a celebrated American actress born on January 4, 1927, in Denver, Colorado. With elegance, poise, and undeniable talent, she became one of the most recognizable faces of Hollywood's golden era. Rush began her career in the early 1950s and quickly rose to fame following her breakthrough performance in the 1953 sci-fi classic It Came from Outer Space, for which she won a Golden Globe for Most Promising Newcomer. Throughout her career, Rush starred alongside legends such as Dean Martin, Marlon Brando in The Young Lions, and Paul Newman in The Young Philadelphians. She became a familiar face on television as well, with memorable roles in series like Peyton Place, All My Children, Knight Rider, Magnum, P.I., and Seventh Heaven. On stage, she shined in productions like Steel Magnolias and Private Lives, further showcasing her range as a performer. In her later years, Rush continued to act, with her final role in the 2017 short film Bleeding Hearts. Despite a long battle with dementia, she remained a cherished presence in the hearts of fans and loved ones. Barbara Rush passed away on March 31, 2024, at the age of 97, at a senior care center in Westlake Village, California. Her daughter, Claudia Cowan, confirmed the news, describing her mother as one of the last of old Hollywood royalty. Rush leaves behind a legacy of grace, resilience, and timeless performances that continue to inspire generations.
Of course. Unfortunately, our cellar is rather poorly stocked with clarets.
Bruce Herbert Glover, born on May 2, 1932, in Chicago, Illinois, was a dynamic American character actor whose career spanned stage, film, and television for more than 6 decades. Best known for his chilling portrayal of the assassin Mr. Wint in the 1971 James Bond classic Diamonds Are Forever, Glover became a cult favorite, remembered for his eccentric performances and magnetic screen presence. Before entering Hollywood, Glover served in the U.S. Army during the Korean War. After recovering from malaria, which ended his semi-professional football aspirations, He turned to acting in 1955 and never looked back. On stage, he starred in acclaimed Broadway productions like The Lion in Winter and The Night of the Iguana. He later transitioned to television and film, appearing in hit series like Gunsmoke, Battlestar Galactica, and Perry Mason. In addition to his Bond role, Glover appeared in notable films such as Walking Tall and Chinatown, showcasing his talent for playing complex and often unsettling characters. He remained a prolific performer well into his later years, earning respect for his dedication to his craft. Bruce Glover passed away on March 12, 2025, at the age of 92. His death was confirmed by his son, actor Crispin Glover, though no cause was publicly disclosed. With his distinctive voice, sharp wit, and fearless performances, Bruce Glover leaves behind a legacy as one of Hollywood's most memorable and unconventional character actors. Jim Quinn was a beloved American radio personality born in New Jersey in 1943. Over a career that spanned more than 5 decades, Quinn became one of Pittsburgh's most recognizable voices, evolving from a popular music DJ into a leading figure in conservative talk radio. He began his journey in broadcasting at KQV in 1967, where he crossed paths with a young Rush Limbaugh, who would later influence his political views. Quinn rose to local stardom during the 1980s as one half of the morning duo Quinn and Banana on B94, alongside Don Jefferson. Their mix of humor, parody songs like Undercover Pothole, and sharp commentary made them a staple in Pittsburgh households. Colleagues remember him as dynamic, passionate, and constantly evolving, attributes that helped him reinvent himself after leaving mainstream radio. In the 1990s, Quinn transitioned into political commentary, hosting a conservative talk show first on WRRK and later on WPGB, where his voice was broadcast alongside nationally syndicated hosts like Limbaugh. He continued his work with The War Room with Quinn and Rose, and most recently, hosted Quinn in the Morning on WAVL. Jim Quinn passed away on March 30th, 2025, at the age of 82. The cause of death was not immediately released. His passing has left a void in the Pittsburgh media landscape and in the hearts of loyal listeners who grew up with his wit, insight, and unmistakable voice. Quinn's legacy lives on as a pioneer who bridged entertainment and commentary with lasting impact.
Consider their exercise is cleaning their house, running after their kids. I definitely thought
Mama Mary Schmucker was a beloved American reality television personality, best known for her role on TLC's Breaking Amish and its spin-off, Return to Amish. Born and raised in a traditional Amish community in Pennsylvania, she gained national attention for her heartfelt and sometimes humorous presence on the show, where she often served as the emotional anchor for the cast, including her son Abe, one of the show's main figures. Mama Mary quickly became a fan favorite thanks to her warmth, wisdom, and strong spirit. She captivated audiences not only through her honest portrayals of Amish life, but also through her willingness to question tradition and support her children's desire to explore the outside world. Off-screen, she continued to connect with fans via social media, amassing tens of thousands of followers who looked forward to her uplifting live streams and updates. In 2022, Schmucker was diagnosed with colon cancer, a battle she faced with grace and courage. Her health gradually declined, and by November 2024, she had entered hospice care. Despite the pain, she continued to be surrounded by love and prayers from family, friends, and loyal fans. Tragically, Mama Mary passed away on March 28, 2025, at the age of 65, at her home in Pennsylvania due to complications from colon cancer. Her passing leaves behind a legacy of authenticity, faith, and resilience. Remembered for her unwavering love for her family and her gentle guidance, Mama Mary's presence will be deeply missed. But her spirit lives on in the lives she touched.
During Nancy's first season with the team, is here to present flowers and a Dodger jersey to Nancy B.
Nancy B. Heffley was a beloved American organist, best known for her long-standing role as the musical heartbeat of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Born in 1935, she began playing piano at the age of 4 and later convinced her teacher to teach her the organ at just 13. Her natural talent and deep passion for music led her to a remarkable career that would touch the hearts of millions of baseball fans. In 1988, Heffley took over as the Dodgers' official organist, succeeding Helen Dell. Over the next 27 years, she became a cherished figure at Dodger Stadium, celebrated not just for her talent, but for her warm personality and tireless dedication. Her music became the soundtrack of unforgettable moments in Dodgers history, and her ability to play over 2,000 songs from memory made her a true master of her craft. Songs like Master of the House, during Oral Hershiser's pitches, became iconic. Fans adored her as much as other Dodger legends like Vin Scully and Tom Lasorda. Even after her playing time was reduced in 2015, the team offered her a lifetime contract, a testament to her irreplaceable presence. Heffley officially retired later that year and was honored on the field during her final game. Nancy B. Heffley passed away on March 29, 2025, at the age of 89. Her death was announced by her son and marked with a moment of silence at Dodger Stadium. Her passing leaves a profound silence in the world of sports and music, but her joyful melodies will echo in the memories of countless fans forever.
Your lonely condition, looking for love in all the wrong places, no fine girls, just ugly faces. From frustration, first in class.
Cindiana Santangelo was a vibrant and captivating American actress, born in Manhattan and raised on the West Coast. Her journey into the spotlight began in 1989 when she appeared in Young MC's iconic music video, Bust a Move. Her voice was later featured in the opening of Jane's Addiction's hit song, Stop, where frontman Perry Farrell dubbed her the Latin Marilyn Monroe. These early moments set the stage for a career that blended charisma, talent, and striking presence. Santangelo rose to television fame with roles in popular shows such as Married with Children, where she portrayed the memorable exotic dancer Sierra Madre, and ER. She also appeared in CSI Miami and made her film debut in The Adventures of Ford Fairlane in 1990. Her versatility led to roles alongside major stars like Harrison Ford and Josh Hartnett in Hollywood Homicide. Tragically, Cindiana Santangelo passed away on March 24, 2025, at the age of 58. Emergency services were called to her home in Malibu, California, and she was transported to the hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Authorities reported that she had recently undergone cosmetic injections at home. While the official cause of death is pending autopsy results, no foul play is suspected. Beyond the screen, Santangelo was a devoted mother of 2 and a scholarship student at prestigious institutions, including New York University's Tisch School of the Arts and the University of Southern California's School of Cinema and Television. Her
not stand it as an incompetent, bumbling, sloppy, fast food employee. People.
Jan Schwieterman was an American actor best remembered for his role as the villainous Kurt Boswell in the 1997 cult classic Good Burger, a Nickelodeon film that became a favorite among a generation of viewers. Born on September 30, 1972, in Bluffton, Indiana, Schwieterman displayed early promise as an Eagle Scout before pursuing his passion for acting in California shortly after high school. His career began with roles in popular television shows, such as McKenna and ER in 1994, and he soon landed his breakout role in Good Burger, portraying the ambitious and conniving manager of Mondo Burger. His performance opposite Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell solidified his place in 90s pop culture. Schwieterman continued to work steadily through the late 1990s and early 2000s, appearing in films like Warlock III, The End of Innocence and Fallen Arches, and playing recurring roles in shows like Felicity. Tragically, Schwieterman passed away on February 28, 2025, at the age of 52, following a battle with an aggressive form of stage 4 cancer. He died at Mercy Hospital in Washington, Missouri, surrounded by family. His brother, Chad, shared the heartbreaking news, honoring his memory and legacy. Beyond the screen, Schwieterman was known for his love of travel and fantasy games like Dungeons & Dragons. He is survived by his parents, Clara and Leroy, his brother Chad, and sisters Megan and Vanessa. Donations in his memory can be made to the MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston, honoring a life gone too soon but fondly remembered.